Well, today is the first time I've ever seen a BMW 635 CSI pickup.
The engine's just there, so a lot of it is hidden.
Oh, I see, yes. If you have a Rolls Royce, then why not? Today on Car Traction, you join me at the wonderful Gawsworth Hall for the second time in 2024, and as always it is looking absolutely lovely. However, today we're here for a different car show. Today we're here for what is known as the Youngtimers car show, which is a car show at Gawsworth that is basically reserved for classic cars and sports cars and modern cars from the 70s onwards, and we'll be seeing so many sports cars and absolute just things you do not see anymore and real rarities, such as a Subaru SVX. If any of you guys remember any of these with the wonderful curved glass in period, please do let me know in the comments. We're going to be seeing a lot of lovely more modern classics here today. E30 BMW M3 and that absolutely gorgeous Alpina E28 5 Series. That is the sort of thing we'll be seeing plenty of. We're here very early, it's like 9 or something, no, not even 9 o'clock in the morning, and plenty of stories around. So we'll catch a few of the classic cars and more modern cars arriving, and then we will proceed to our full walk around of all the goings on here today at Gawsworth Hall. And that is one absolutely stunning E28. We are here just behind Dad in the Mark 1 MX-5, and just over there is, you guessed it, a Mark 1 MX-5, a white example with a hardtop there. Hopefully we'll be seeing quite a few MX-5s here today, just behind the E30 BMW M3. Bit of an unofficial yellow gang here with the Mark 1 Escort and Ferrari convertible over there. RS2000 this one, making a lovely sound. Oh, hello. Ford Model A? I wouldn't call that a young timer, or 70s, 80s and 90s. I mean, I love pre-war cars, so that's great to see here today. And there's a bit of a gate crusher from the Ford Model A Cabriolet, followed up by a really tasty Aston Martin V8 Vantage. That car does sound fantastic. Who can't love this wonderful two-stroke Saab 96? Such a distinctive sound off that. That is great. Just behind the Mercedes SLK, got a Ford Focus rally car there as well. Next to roll into Gawsworth Hall is this fantastic Ferrari F355 convertible, mid-engined, naturally aspirated V8, the 355 F1 Spider there. Those do sound fantastic. Gated manual gearbox as well. That's a very tasty car. Good selection of Ferrari F12s like this example rolling in. I think there is a Ferrari club stand or something. Lovely Triumph Staggers rolling in. I think what is happening is that the older classic cars are being accepted. They're just being put in a separate field, which explains why there was a Ford Model A here at a Youngtimer car show. But I think that is what is happening. There's also a Rover 827, real rarity there. Porsche Cayman as well. Don't these cars just look lovely in these surroundings? Beautiful MGB GT V8. Great colour for those. Right, so I think we'll have a little look around all of the modern classics, etc. here at Gawsworth Youngtimers. Starting off with the Lexus on the end there, then a pairing of Golf R32s. These are the Golf VR6 engine of the Mark IV Golf shape, and this has to be one of my favourites this early on, really. A Saab 96 V4 engine in these. Great sort of magenta purple colour. Column change, how cool is that? Got the great shape, as with any Saab of this period. We've actually seen a two-stroke today, which we will definitely be having a look at, as that is even rarer than the V4, but that is not a common car at all. MGR V8 here, I do really like the look of these. Effectively a replacement to the MGB V8. Here's us in the MX-5 Mark 1 with the lights up, which of course is compulsory. Ford Granada here, seen this one quite a few times at the likes of the Crew Heritage meet. Same can be said for this Series 3 Jaguar XJ. And here's another MGR V8, this one with the wonderful V8 3.5 litre, 3.9 sorry, litre V8 on show there. Next to an absolutely gleaming Peugeot 205 GTI. This is a 1.6 car. These came as 1.6s and 1.9s. Obviously the 1.9 being a little bit more powerful. But that is an absolutely immaculate looking little car there. So that's still great fun to drive. Audi S4 I think this one is. Which is quite a cool sort of sleeper saloon, I think this. An A4 DTM, that's it. Only 250 of these released. It's like a special edition for the DTM racing in Germany. And for sale, that one as well. Very tasty looking Porsche 911. I think this is a Carrera 4S, so it might be the four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive version. I think being the 4S, that is the four-wheel drive version of the Porsche 911. And here is a very, very low Volkswagen Scirocco. Great trio of Mark 1 Ford Escorts here. This is a Mark 1 RS 2000 here, with the lovely blue vinyl stripe down the side. These are very desirable cars indeed now. Just next to that is a more base spec 1300E, probably the sort of rarer spec of cars you tend to see at shows. What a great cloth seat interior this is. Very, very original car there. Great looking vinyl roof as well. Have to be careful not to walk into the lovely scenic lake. There's also a BMW E30 Cabriolet over there doing a bit of manoeuvring. Here's this very rare 1300E Ford Escort. Just next to that is a bubble arch, very nice wide arch with RS wheels. Mark 1 RS 2000 here. This one sounded very tasty on the way in. Bit of a road rally spec of car here. I'm sure that drives very, very nicely indeed. Just next to that in this row is a Jaguar F-Type. Next to a Mark II Volkswagen Golf driver and a little Caterham or something there. The driver, quite a rare special edition of the Mark II VW Golf. Just here is a great looking BMW E30. I think these are fantastic looking cars. BBS wheels, it's got a tax list for 1989, and that's probably when this car's from, been an F-Reg. Fiat X19 here, this is a super rare little car as well. Little mid-engine sports car, little four-cylinder in the middle of these, Bertone designed. Another extremely, extremely Rare little car there. Just beyond the Morgan Roadster and the BMW Z4 is this great looking Subaru Legacy Estate. Very shiny in the dark green with some nice alloy wheels on that one. XKR Jaguar supercharged 4 litre or 4.2 litre V8. Here's the Rover P6, one of the slightly older cars. I'm sure some of you guys will like this one. Cloth interior as well, very posh in there. Of course, just the 3500 being an automatic in this, so a 3-speed auto, matched up to the 3.5 litre Rover V8 in this one. The Mark 1 MX-5 here. This one has had a little bit of modifications regarding chrome elements. You've got some chrome alloy wheels, some chrome roll cage type things, and some chrome wing mirrors as well, or door mirrors I should really be calling them. It's a Unos Roadster. I think this one has got the Nardi Torino gear inside. Yeah, original UK spec MX-5s are not common at all. Porsche Boxster here, Mercedes Cabriolet, and another lovely Mark 1 MX-5. This one very tastefully modified with a white hardtop. Nice little racing steering wheel. Bit of a road rally, road race spec this one. Got the strut bar across the twin cam 4-cylinder engine in this. That is a very, very clean looking car. Looks like it's been through quite the transformation, you could say. It's a 1.6 this one, and it's also a Unos, so this will have been imported. Very nice. And then there's this great looking Porsche 911 Turbo here, and some very wide wheels, perhaps Stuttgart rims or something there. That looks really sharp in red. And this is a super rare car. This is Subaru BRX, this is, I think. Never seen one of these before, and I'm not sure whether I will again. It's got an automatic, probably a 4-speed auto, I think. It's got insane curved glass all round. Oh, an SVX, sorry, Subaru SVX, but that is absolutely an incredible car. These are just absolutely just not around at all. Is it perhaps like a 4-cylinder Boxer or something being a Subaru? I'm not exactly sure. Of course, Subaru having a lot of heritage and success in running with the 4-cylinder Boxer engine. There's a Mark IV Golf here, a V61. Grandad has a V5, one of those as a daily driver, and a very nice Mercedes SL on the end. But as fast forward content now, this is a very tasty RS500 Cosworth Ford Sierra here, very desirable car now, these. Of course, got the whale tail spoiler on the back, looking absolutely fantastic. That is immaculate, that car. Moving on the end is this very tasty Alpine A3110, I think this one is. Very cool cloth interior, look at that. I think these have like a mid-engine, I think it counts as probably mid-mounted V6. It sounded very, very sporty on the way in. One of the slightly earlier cars, now did have the Alpine GTAs, which are the slightly later ones, but I think this predates those. Just next to that is this absolutely fantastic looking E28 5 Series. It's an Alpina B7. It's even turbocharged, this one. So that is a very, very interesting car. Got the very tasty Alpine alloy rims, and the Alpina decals, Alpina stern wheel. This is a fantastic car. Dad back in the day used to have an M535i of the E28 shape, but this is the absolutely wonderful top of the range Alpina B7 Turbo, so that is going to have quite a turn of speed, that car. Next to that is the slightly later E30, a 3 Series here, the M3. Of course, the M3 having this fantastic looking body kit on it. BBS rims on that one, looking very sharp. Great looking car there. Another generation, we've seen one of these before, 911 there. And a Ferrari, I think this is a 550 Maranello, this one, Pininfarina designed. These are really sharp looking classic GTs, I think. These have aged very, very well in my opinion. These make also a very tasty Le Mans racer. It's got a gated 6-speed manual in this one, matched up to a front engine V12, so can't really argue against that, can you? And that's actually a GT2, sorry, that's a 991, is it, Porsche 911? And yeah, there's the gated manual, and this absolutely stunning Ferrari 550 Maranello. First Mark II Escort of the day here. This is a very nice T-Reg Mark II Escort Mexico. Yeah, very original car there actually. These often get modified with wide arches, etc. But this has got its original 1.6 engine and its original body kit, which is very, very nice to see. Just next to that, I think we'll have a look at the back of the next few cars, is this Sierra Sapphire Cosworth, Ford Sierra RS Cosworth, turbocharged, 4-cylinder up front, and that proper sleeper car. I do quite like those. Yeah, quite a turn of speed that car will have. Same can be said for this second Mark II Escort, although this is the top of the range RS 2000 here, with the RS alloy wheels. Of course, the modified front of the RS 2000s of the Mark II Escorts. That is a gleaming car. And now we move into the Ferrari section. This is a Ferrari 599 GTO, I think that one, a Ferrari California, and a 360 CS. I think there's a great showing of those here today. It's a Ford Escort Cosworth, bit of a slightly later one there. First, is it the Mark V or something like that? I'm not sure. OZ Racing wheels looking very sharp. There's a Ford Focus RS there. Those have a 5-cylinder and an Aston Martin V8 Vantage on the end. Ferrari F355 there. Another Ferrari 360 with quite a cool livery on it, this one. A few stickers. I do especially like these sort of Italian pinstripe. 360 this one, paddle shift gearbox. And there's another fantastic 550 Maranello, front engine V12, as I said before. I think most of these were available as a gated manual. Oh, this one actually does have a paddle shift, so we've seen one gated manual 550 Maranello, and this is a paddle shift box actually in this 550 Maranello. It's a California here. Ferrari's, what's that, like a SF90 or something? I'm not too good on these modern ones. There's another one here. No, it's an F8 Spider, this one is. Okay, so these are both F8 Spider Ferraris. You can tell classic cars are more my thing. Ferrari F12, I do quite like these ones. The Ferrari F355 F1 Spider, naturally aspirated, gated manual, V8. Although this one is has a very rare paddle shift gearbox. I've never seen one with one of those. So yeah, paddle shift gearbox matched up to the very nice mid-mounted V8 in that one. And the 430 Ferrari there, first one of those. Another F355. We'll have a little look down here now. This is the Tour of Cheshire stand, this one, which organises a lot of very, very entertaining classic rallies. So this is a TVR of some description. I think it had a V6. Oh no, this one was a 4-cylinder, actually. I remember on the way into a 4-cylinder TVR there. There's a Ford Focus RS rally car here. This is the sort of thing the likes of Colin McRae used to drive in the WRC Championship in the sort of 2000s era, somewhere around there. Very nice little Austin Cooper here, probably Cooper S or modified to certainly be, probably higher than the spec of an original Cooper S. G-Reg, so what is this, like a Mark II or a Mark III? Plenty of period timing gear in there as well. There's a Renault Clio, bit of a sported up one there as well. Here's the Focus RS. And in this garage here is this fantastic Primo Model A. I think we've seen this on a couple of the Tour of Cheshire rallies before. I think it's 1931 memory. It's always the oldest car in the Tour of Cheshire rallies wherever we go. See, it's a 2-seat Tour with a dicky seat in the back. Very lovely condition, and it's great to see cars like this that are still actually used in motorsporting events such as the Tour of Cheshire rallies at Alton Park on their skid pan, etc. There's always loads of sort of minis and Mark II Escorts, but it's great to see Model A's sometimes out and about. Very purposeful looking Mitsubishi Evo here. Now I'll have a little look around the Saab section now. There's more modern 95 here, but the one I want to have a look at is this absolutely wonderful Saab 96. Not quite the bullnose front, so it's not quite the earliest of all of them being on a D-Reg. It's like 67, I think, a D-Reg will be, but of course these were available as a V4 and the 2-stroke engine, and this one does have the 2-stroke column change, just like the later V4 we saw earlier. Yeah, the slightly earlier tin front, I suppose you could say. These earlier ones. The long nose, this one as well, from 65 actually, this one, so a 3-cylinder 2-stroke in that one, which makes a very distinctive sound. And then there's quite a showing of classic Triumph Stags here, a couple of blue examples, and a green one, and a red one just there. All of these having Triumph's 3-litre V8 up front, available both as manual and automatic. This one has a hat over its gear lever, so I can't quite tell. And this one has its seat forward, so also can't quite tell. And there's a great showing of these here today, isn't there? Just over here is this fantastic Toyota Century limousine. I think it's got a V12 in that. Phones inside, curtains, the whole lot. Incredible car there. Jaguar XJS here. Well, this is a bit of an interesting one. This is another XJS, but this has got, oh yeah, it's the Monaco body kit. I think there's a tree in the way. So this is an XJS V12, either a 5.3 or a 6.3. It's still got the automatic gearbox, but if we look around the front, this has got a drastically modified body kit, which looks really cool, I think, actually. That's what they look like normally. And there you go. Let me know whether you guys like that as well, but that sort of reminds me of the slightly later XKs in a way. X-Type over there, an X308, this one, probably an XJ8 or an XJ Executive, X300 there, so that's going to be a 6-cylinder car, and there's an XJ40 there. That's actually an XJR of the XJ40 shape. There's a few more modern Jaguars. We'll focus on the slightly older ones, such as this absolutely wonderful Series 1 Roadster. This is actually a Series 1.5, this one, as it's got the 4.2 iteration of the XK straight 6 in it, so not quite the earliest of all the E-types, so it's sort of in between the Series 1 and the Series 2, one of the last Series 1s, which of course have the smaller indicators and the better looking cars, I think. That looks so sleek and black. So the Series 1s would have had 3.8, but this one, sort of being a 1.5, I think it's sort of officially called, having a 4.2, which was the same engine that went on in to be used in the Series 2 as well. A few more Jaguars, an S-Type, an XK, a very nice early XK. I do like the Series 1 versions of these. This is a supercharged one, so an XKR Series 1. I just do think the earlier ones of those look very sharp. There's another one here, that's a non-supercharged car. It's just a standard 4-litre V8 in both of these XKs actually. And here's this absolutely incredibly modified XJS. A few modern SUVs, sports cars and supercars, but I want to have a look at this wonderful Mazda RX-7 here. Quite a few MX-5s, but this is the first RX-7 of the day here. Of course, these have the iconic Mazda rotary engine in these, which can be tuned to make very powerful. This one did sound quite turbocharged on the way in, which of course is very cool. Got quite the body kit going on around this one, bit of a diffuser setup around the back of there. A little lip spoiler on the back as well, subtle but very, very nice looking. That's just fantastic, that, isn't it? Corvette, quite a late one actually, this one. Corvette Stingray, automatic, very few of these were manual. And there's another green Stingray just next to that. Looks really good in green actually, I haven't seen a green one before. And the great little 2CV Fortinet or Fourgonette Citroen 2CV van. Done up in the fantastic Michelin livery from 1977, this one. That is just great, that, isn't it? Very, very lovely livery on that. I remember when we used to have one of these, I used to go on the back there and just rock it up and down, because of course 2CVs having the incredibly soft suspension. Apparently there were 1.2 million Citroen vans produced between 52 and 1991, so a very long production period, but there is only 30 in the UK, so that's actually quite a rare beast, this Citroen 2CV Fourgonette. Of course, the 602cc engine in these. That is just a fantastic little light commercial. Nice little selection of classic Saabs. Now this looks like quite a rare variant, perhaps a 9000. This one, I think. Yeah, 9000 SE, quite an early one. 16 valve, double overhead cam. Yeah, that's a very rare car, that. It's a Saab 93 turbo, more modern one. A great looking Saab 900S. I think, was it the 900S's that had the low pressure turbo? I think it might have done. That one's got a really nice body kit on actually. 16 valve as well. And then this is a debadged Saab 900, so a bit of a modified one here. In black, tinted windows as well. I presume it's probably turbocharged as it's modified in this way. Got a Nardi Torino steering wheel in there by the looks of it. Yeah, very sharp pair. I do really love the look. The Saab 900s, just would have been great to see some Saab 99s, but those are absolutely insanely rare. So just a few 900s here. And I do really like the look of that red one with the sort of, I think it was the 16S or something body kit. That's sort of similar to that sort of thing, which looks really sharp on that car. Lotus Esprit Turbo here. Quite an early one, this one actually, on the BBS rims, manual as well. Been an early one, having a 4-cylinder most likely. A 4-cylinder turbocharged. Great looking shape, these early ones, aren't they? A couple of Caterhams here, or Lotus 7s or something. I'm not exactly sure what they count as. Probably some of the most entertaining cars to drive here. These were produced for so long, we had so many replicas made of them. This looks like a particularly nice one. Very nice pair of them actually, yeah. G-Roads, that's actually probably a slightly early one. That's quite a late one there. Lotus Elan Sprint, the really fastest variant, I suppose you could say, of the Lotus Elans. Of course, having the gold stripe all the way around. Lotus Elans being the inspiration for the Mark 1 MX-5, and we're seeing quite a few of those here today. In fact, the development team for the Mark 1 MX-5 even bought one of those things to inspire their little sports car. This is a Lotus Evora here, I think. Aston Martin V8 Vantage, quite a fruity sounding V8 in there. Let's have a little look at this road. Down there is an Audi TT, a Volvo 240 or something, Sierra, an interesting Ford. I'm not exactly sure what variant this is. Perhaps an early Mondeo or something. Oh yeah, there you go, a very early Mark 1 Ford Mondeo here. Now this is an interesting one, little Nissan something or other. Maybe an early Micra. I think that might be an early Nissan Micra or something similar. Yeah, I'm not too good with these modern ones. Mark 3 MX-5 here, which looks fairly modified. Nice hard top on it as well. Yeah, very nice looking Mark 3 MX-5 there on the alloy wheels. 2.8 litre V6 Capri here, seen that car many times before. Same can be said for this very loud TVR Tuscan with the TVR distinctive colour flip paint. Mercedes SL here, Lotus Exige S, that one is. The orange one, quite vocal one. Lotus Emira, more modern one. And just over there is a very tastefully modified Mark 1 MX-5 on some mini light wheels. That's exactly how I'd have one of those. That looks very tasty, that. Mark 3 Toyota MR2 there, and a Lotus Evora. And a very cool looking car. This is a R32 generation Nissan Skyline GTR all-wheel drive, and the RB6-cylinder Nissan engine, which is a very tunable engine. I'm sure that's quite the sleeper. Next to that is this absolutely immaculate, like Mark II, I think, Ford Capri. It's like new, that car, it really is. MGB GT V8 here in orange, very suitable colour for these. Of course, pretty much a substitute for the MGC after putting the much lighter and a much better swap, really. The alloy 3.5 litre Rover V8 instead of the BMC C Series straight 6. So I'm sure that's quite an entertaining car to drive. Here is a car we've seen quite a lot, a 525i BMW from 1989. Daily driven, that one is. Back over to this side, more late Lotus Esprit. A more recent Lotus Emira, a Lotus Eclat on the end there. Back on this side, a couple of Beetles here, quite late ones. 1970, this one a 1300, looking great in orange. 200,000 miles that car has. Jaguar S-Type, a couple more Jaguars, an X350 and an X300 there. And a Lotus Elise and a Lotus Evora, I think that one is as well. And a great looking little Reliant Robin on the end here. 1992, a Mark II Reliant Robin LX. I think this had an 850cc or something engine in them. Yeah, it's 850 or 750. That is just great. I'm sure that'll be quite a popular one. Is this your Reliant Robin, sir? Is it?
It is indeed, yes.
What are these like to drive then?
Bit skittish, but okay.
Bit skittish then.
They're very light.
I'm sure they are.
The category they fall into is less than 450 kilograms.
Oh,
so
right.
She weighs about 5.5 times what I weigh.
So is it fiberglass, is it these?
It is, yeah.
Yes, so it would be quite light.
Yeah, it is. It has to be to fall
Yes.
into that category. They used to sell a lot to motorcyclists. I mean, you got a full motorcycle license, you're covered to drive a three-wheeler.
Oh, I see.
But that market is kind of gone, so
Yes.
I've got the legacy.
That's great. Quite a late one being 92, isn't it?
No, they made
Is
them
it?
until about 2001, 2002.
Oh, right. Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it's...
I'm not very cultured with my Reliant Robins, unfortunately. Do you think we'll be able to see the engine underneath the bonnet, the 850?
Well, I'll show you the under the bonnet. You don't actually get to see the engine.
Did we not? Oh.
It's where it gets funny. It's the engine's just there, so a lot of it is hidden.
Oh, I see, yes.
So it makes it very difficult
Oh,
to
yes, there it is, down
maintain. There are
Yeah, what would you do if you
inspection
wanted to sort of check your spark plugs or something?
On a camera side, I'll show you.
Yes, I'll have a little
How you
look.
do it.
Right, so say we want to have a look at our spark plugs.
Okay.
So we take the carpet out of the Reliant interior.
So you got one of those each side.
Oh, I see. So does that presumably unscrew and then...
That's it, yeah, there's just a ring of screws.
So the engine's just right there, isn't it?
It is, just when you're right there.
That's great.
So it is awkward, that's one of the things about owning them. They are
yes. I
simple.
suppose that's a way to get around it, isn't it?
It works, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good to see a little Reliant like this, very original. I haven't seen one like this for so long, yeah.
Well, they're not that robust, so that probably has something to do with it.
Next to the Alfa Romeo is another very nice looking MX-5 Mark 1 in green Mercedes SL. Well, I wanted to have a look at this very, very tastefully modified Mark 1 MX-5. This is exactly how I'd have one of these. Got a bit of a front lip spoiler around the front, mini light style wheels. That just looks fantastic. Momo racing steering wheel, that just looks so nice like that. Not overly modified, it's a UNOS as well, so we haven't actually seen any UK market Mazda MX-5, just the UNOS Roadsters, which are the Japanese ones effectively. So JDM car, I suppose the UNOSs actually are, but that is so cool. Jaguar XK and a Bentley on the end there. Great show of Lotuses here today, isn't there? And let's have a look at this. This is an absolutely insanely modified Marcos. Just look at that. Absolutely incredible car there. I do not know the story with that. It's just a Marcos that is a bit of a resto mod maybe, or a late model one, which is just absolutely insane. That's what they usually look like over there, that yellow one. That's what they normally look like. And that's even quite an extreme one in itself, but just look at that. Incredible looking car. Quite a lineup of Porsches here. There's actually a couple more Targas just rolling in over there. Here's a 944, a Cayman, another 944, very nice one there in red. Panamera, more modern sort of GT. I think those had like a V8 or a diesel in them. Cayman, quite modified, a very tasty looking, perhaps one of the last air cooled 911s there. Very nice BBS gold rims. One of the oldest variants of the 911 that's here, another Carrera. That's a really sharp looking car, that. This Renault Laguna is actually a much rarer car than initially appeared. It's got a V6 in this Renault Laguna, manual gearbox as well, so that's actually quite a sprightly car. 24 valve V6 in that one. There's a Subaru side mounted plates, just do look so cool. Here's the great looking Nissan Silvia, very low, bit of a sort of drift-esque body kit. Pretty much epitomises the JDM scene that is so popular at the moment. That looks like quite a fun car, that, doesn't it? Escort convertible here, a more modern Golf R, a couple of Porsches, 911 and a Cayman there, Cayman GT4 RS, most extreme of the Caymans, and Alfa Romeo 4C, that's quite an interesting little car. Once again, side mounted plates looking very nice. Porsche Cayman GT4 again there, that's a Porsche 924, first of those we've seen today. Just nipping back over here. This is a very rare little car. This is a Peugeot 309 GTI, but I think it's the Goodwood edition, one of these, which is actually a really rare resto mod type car. Yeah, the 309 Goodwood GTI, so this is a really rare sort of Goodwood special edition of an already rare car, which is the 309 GTI Peugeot, but the Goodwood one is even rarer. Mark 4 Golf here, V6 one. Great looking little Austin Healey Sprite. This one had a bit of a tweaked 1275 engine in it, I think. The A-Series, original A-Series made 1275, but it was a little bit modified because it is a very quick little car, that. Moving on. Pairing of E30 Estates. These look very cool, don't they? BMW E30 Tourings, I suppose you could call them. These are such a nice shape, aren't they? Great pairing. 325i here with a very vocal looking pair of exhausts. I think the E30 Estates just look such a good shape. Manual gearboxes in both of these. 2.5 litre straight six, can't go wrong with that. Quite a few more Porsches over there. There's so many of those here today. Loads of Boxsters. Little, is it an MG Midget this one? Yeah, an MG Midget. Once again, probably have another 1275 CCA series in it. Looks a bit of a road rally spec or a road hill climb sort of spec car there. Do like the look of that. Now, what is this? I've never seen this before, or anything quite like it. It's two-seater. I'm not exactly sure. If anyone could look at that registration, it'd be very handy. But it's like an early smart car or something. But this is a really puzzling little car. It's got a 5-speed manual. I do really like it actually, but I've never seen anything like that. Yeah, please do let me know if you know what that is. I do know this is a TVR Chimera. This one had a very nice sounding set of exhausts on the back of it, matched up to what I think was an evolution of the Rover V8 in it, so quite a long life, that engine. Went on to be used in the Chimeras, as this one is in red. Great looking. Is it a TVR S2? I think it's a 3000M, this one. There you go. So 3-litre V6 in this one. Sounded very tasty on the way in this good looking car. That Rover 827, that's a real rarity now. Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit, actually a pairing of these. This looks a very, very clean example. Audi TT, quite a good looking back of a car there. Another Porsche Carrera 4S, and a whole gaggle more of classic Porsche 911s and Boxsters there. A few more additions to this row, which is rapidly growing, one of which is this very, very nice and yellow Porsche 914, 4-cylinder mid-engined in these. You don't have the 9146, which was the more extreme one, but this is just the 4-cylinder 914. Left-hand drive, I think these were only made in left-hand drive. Another Mark II Escort here, 1600 Sport. And a Golf GTI Mark IV shape there. Yeah, 1600 Sport. Very nicely modified. A lot of these do get modified a little bit. Looks like a fairly standard engine in there though. Very nice. Here's the Mark IV GTI and a Mark I GTI, super shiny one there. And just over here is a car I have not seen before. This is a wonderful Dino GT. Some people would call it a Ferrari Dino, but it does really just count as its own brand Dino. You can see I've effectively got two boots in this car. You've got the boot at the front, and then you've got actually a surprising amount of boot space in the back before you get to the transversely mounted V6 that is in there. It's right-hand drive, manual, gated manual gearbox, 5-speed as a Fiat X19 rolls in. Followed by a gorgeous Alfa Romeo Spider. That's a lovely looking car there. Yeah, here's the interior of the Dino, very sleek in there, with that wonderful sound of the V6 mounted back there. But I'm impressed actually, the amount of storage space you get in this. I suppose, yeah, I've got the spare wheel in the front, so the front's really just for the spare wheel, so that boot is taken up by it. Yeah, that's a really, really tasty looking car, that. Very nice and blue. You don't see that many in blue at all, they're always red. But I think that looks very nice and blue. There goes the Fiat X19, and just behind me is this very nicely done left-hand drive Alfa Romeo Spider 2000 twin cam engine in this. Haven't seen one in green before either. Quite a rare colour. A new arrival is this absolutely gorgeous BMW Z8. This has probably got to be one of my favourite cars BMW has ever created, although initially they really did struggle to sell these. I think they had to offer like 5 years of free service from BMW or something like that. I'm sure that's very inaccurate, but they did really, really struggle to sell these Z8s. Just look at the size of these absolutely wonderful Alpina alloy rims. These have a 4-litre roughly naturally aspirated V8 up front manual gearbox. And when you've got a car looking like that, I just do not understand why these did not sell. Got the amazing wide rear arches. It just looks so good, that, doesn't it? That's just such a glorious car. It's sort of slightly evocative of the old BMW 507. And while these did struggle to sell initially, now they are very, very desirable cars. There's the red interior looking very sporty. It's just such a nicely streamlined car, that. I think that just looks absolutely perfect. One of my favourite cars of the day there. We're back at the wonderful Series 1.5 E-Type, which looks so sleek and black. And I just want to get another look at the interior of that, because that is just so lovely inside there. It's actually quite a low roof line in this one. I think that just looks so stealthy and sleek and black. Great showing of the big cats here today. Well, today is the first time I've ever seen a BMW 635 CSI pickup. I was not expecting to see one of these. It's an automatic. I mean, okay. It does beg the question why, but it's quite cool in a way, actually.
Well, maybe a tree fell on the back of it or something.
Yeah. Yes, I imagine it was probably a wreck or something like that, because most people probably wouldn't do it with a perfect one, but car shows need cars like this to make them interesting. That is great, that. Quite a sporty looking MGB GT here. And a bit of a front spoiler lip just beyond the E46. A few new arrivals here, we'll have a little look at. A pairing of Lotuses, the newer Mirror, the slightly older Evora, and a 5-litre Ford Mustang.
I did it. Mine was running low and it was burning the heat fuel. And ever since.
We're back at the wonderful red Unos Roadster Mark 1 MX-5. I just think that's such a nicely modified car. Let me know what you think about sort of modified cars and how far to go, but I think this one has got it just right. The only thing I would add is maybe a little lip spoiler, but that does look really good like that. Not overly modified, not got like annoying LED lights on the pop-ups, not too low, probably just some slightly stiff coilovers. I think that's just the perfect amount of modifications on that. Mercedes SL, you know, that's a good looking car now. These are getting old and they seem to be quite affordable still. But it's a luxury car. There's this great looking little Mini. Haven't actually seen too many Minis today. What year is it, Dad, Jay?
Not sure.
Oh, you do? Oh. Right, well, I'm never asking Dad a question again. I presume it's 80s era, this Mini. The original design kept going for so long, wasn't it? And here is a relatively unmodified Unos Roadster. Seen this one before. BBS rims, little exhaust tailpipe sort of thing. And of course, being a Unos, we have the Nardi Torino wooden elements in the interior. Little look at the interior of this wonderful Saab 96. The 2-stroke. Wow, look at that. So I noticed this car said unrestored.
It is unrestored.
Where's this one been all its life then?
Well, I've had it for 15, 16 years now. So
Right.
just after.
Oh wow. Do you know any of its earlier history? Or?
Came through, yeah, I've got the original garage on the door.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah.
love little things like that.
Yeah.
What's it like to drive then, being a 2-stroke?
Great fun.
I suppose it sounds quite
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
entertaining, yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep the obviously high revs and
Yes, I heard it earlier.
keep up with the traffic.
Yeah, I love the sound of these.
It'll pop along at 65 or
Really?
70 and then you can go up to 80 if you've got a lot of courage, you know.
That's not bad at all though, is it?
Okay.
Column change as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's column change, yeah. Same engine.
Have you been into your Saabs for a while then?
Yeah, all the time. My everyday drivers are Saab for
Oh right.
the last 40 odd years. So.
Oh right, so that's sort of 900s and...
Started with a 900 and worked my way up to the very latest 9.5.
Oh right.
4-wheel drive one, but that went 3 years ago now. You know, I had to...
But the old ones are more your sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad will be quite fond of this early one.
Do you want to look under the bonnet?
Yeah, sure, we'll have a little look. A 3-cylinder, isn't it? 2-stroke. 1965, this car, unrestored from new. Incredible condition, this, isn't it? Of course, these have the bonnets that, yeah, they sort of lean forwards as they open. Yeah. Wow. Yes.
And the whole bonnet lifts off.
Yes, I remember that now. There you go. So there's the 3-cylinder, 2-stroke engine. Well, everyone, it's that point of day where people start to think about going, so I think the only thing we can do is go to the exit to capture the wonderful sound of some of the more modern classics and the proper classic British cars. I do think these Ferrari 550 Maranellos are really, really sharp and good looking cars. One of the more usable Ferraris you could say in their lineup. Naturally aspirated V12 manual gearbox, just cannot argue against that, and I think they're just absolutely gorgeous.
We weren't in gravel, I don't know. But would have happened if you did.
If you have a Rolls Royce, then why not? Another late arrival is that very low looking Hillman Imp. Quite a bit of negative camber on that one. The very rare 4-cylinder TVR Tasman is looking a little bit damp and will be off very soon, followed closely by a Lotus Emira. That looks really cool in the black and gold livery, BBS style rims as well. Very rare little car that. An E36 is on the move from down there, and there goes the Emira. The beautiful Fiat 500 is off now. Left-hand drive, so an original Italian car there. The next of the beautiful classic cars here today is off now. This is a Volvo 240, which is on its way. The 240 GL, followed closely by the Peugeot 309 GTI Goodwood Edition. The wonderful green Corvette Stingray is off now. Oh, manual Corvette, that's a rare beast. The very low Hillman Imp is off next. This is a bit of a late arrival, so didn't get a chance to look at it in the show. course, the rear-mounted engine in that developed from a fire extinguisher pump, I believe, originally in the old fire engines. Porsche 944 is also off now. Next to depart is the incredibly rare Subaru SVX. Never seen one of those. I did not see this W123 series Mercedes estate in the main show. 280, so 2.8 litre straight, 6 in that one. Sounds like an automatic. That's a super cool classic estate. Next leaf is the Mercedes 500e. The slightly flared arches indicating the very, very sporty V8 engine inside that. There's a bit of a Q car, as some would say. Saab 900S is off next. I think that's a low pressure turbo with the 16S body kit on it, looking very sharp. Next up to go is a Mark IV Golf V6. That's surprisingly quick, bit of a sleeper though. Very nice Jaguar XJ with some old style plates on the front of it, some black and white plates on that one, like the old Blue Mail style. That's an X300 XJR, that one. Interesting colour as well. There goes the Audi A4 DTM, another Porsche. So many of those here today. And a little Tiger. I didn't quite know the exact manufacturer of this little sporty number. What a Tiger racing little two-seater. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle from that one. BMW E30 Cabriolet. Another one that's unfortunately slipped through the net here, a Series 3 Land Rover. And wow, look at that Lancia! I did not see that in the show. What even is it? A Lancia 2000? I did not see that. Saab 9000 Turbo. Well, as you can't see, there is very, very little left in the field here today at Gawsworth Hall. Another car that is off now is the Ford Focus rally car. The owner of that car is actually quite local to us, funnily enough. If you've enjoyed today's review of all the goings on here at the Youngtimers car meet. Ooh, fruity sounding Focus. Sounds like an old Escort. If you've enjoyed it, please do let me know in the comments below and tell us what your favourite car was. as I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you did like it, make sure to subscribe, as you can follow all the future uploads on this channel of mine that are mostly classic car and a few motorsport related videos. And if you can't wait until every Sunday when I upload at 7:30 AM GMT, then make sure to take a little look at the channel homepage where there is almost 200 past videos. But now I'm going to stop waffling and say goodbye and thanks for watching.